Lego Mario time!
Hi children. It's me, the Mario Man. I'm the Lego now. Listen. My brother the Luigi Man is now missing, and you need to find him. He is in another Lego box. Please. Please. Help me, children. Go and log onto your parents' Amazon account and buy all the Lego boxes and find my dear brother the Luigi Man. Do it. Do it now. Help the Mario Man. Do not make me angry. Do not make me angry.
Whoopee!
Kimberly Spirit versus Commander Sterling tonight. What a duo here.
Wrestling is for everyone. And that is what Kimberly Spirit here told me. When I said I would never be a wrestler, she said no. When I said I was too old, she said no. When I said I was too broken, she said no. And here I am. The Polyam Cult Party 3! Last time I was a re-announcer. Today I am Champion Regent of Rise!
Champion Regent.
And I am about to fight
Fancy term for a fancy
my
person.
good friend, Kimberly Spirit. Outside
Here comes
interference
Hitman
is
Graham.
legal in a Starling
Yeah,
Rules
David
match.
Lawless is the same dude that jumped Ziggy
Yeah.
Heim.
Wrestling is for everybody!
Hitman on the outside. Mr.
And
Grimm
I
just, I guess,
represent the cowards!
a little bit of
The liar!
insurance policy.
The not very good wrestler!
Oh, what a horrendous way to treat another person.
I thought you were my friend!
I thought you were my friend, says the person who betrayed their friend. Oh my God, hooking in a variation of a crossface, cackling the whole while.
As
Breaking
Lawless
on-
and Graham stand by, stand watch over Sterling. This wasn't a match, this was a massacre.
This was a mugging. This was they were jumping her.
I thought wrestling's for everyone. We're allowed to be out here, right?
The video game industry and abuse go together like two things that should be nowhere near each other, but for some sick reason or another seem fucking inseparable. Whether they're abusing economic systems, once promising game concepts, the workers developing the games or the customers buying them, major AAA game corporations love to exploit, manipulate, and yes, abuse pretty much everything and everyone that has the grave misfortune of crossing their path. When it comes to creepily targeting and preying on children, industries fall over themselves to grab that preciously naive and impressionable target demo, emphasis on target. Anyway, Lego, in association with Nintendo, are doing some really fucking creepy things with kids. And it speaks volumes to the kind of disturbing shit thrown at kids to get them to spend their parents' money. If you were unaware, last year Nintendo brought out an electronic Lego Mario toy. Everyone's second favourite plumber after Christopher was lovingly rendered in that sweet snappable plastic you know and your feet hate, only there's a twist. The thing has electric eyes, like that Judas Priest song. Lego Mario's eyes and mouth are digitally rendered on his face, allowing him to pull expressions and interact in ways the average blocky turd like this stupid asshole could only dream. And one on his tummy like a Teletubby. His electronic nature also allows him one other very important interaction: receiving updates. Oh yeah, updates. Now, you can already tell where this is going, right?
Luigi! Luigi? Luigi!
Yeah, that's the Lego Mario toy suddenly asking for his brother Luigi, who didn't have his own Lego toy, until they announced it, confirming exactly what everyone thought Mario was doing when he started doing it. He was fucking advertising a new toy directly to the kids who had him. This unnerving behaviour came about as part of a new treasure hunt update that allows the toy to do bullshit that I'm not going to describe because I'm not here to fucking advertise it. Mario's little voice clip asking about Luigi was smuggled in alongside it. Not creepy at all. Most among the press and public haven't responded like this is a problem. Most haven't considered it beyond thinking it's cute. Otherwise, very few pundits appear to find it alarming that a child's toy just started upselling the product directly to the kids themselves while the parents aren't looking. Or maybe they are, right? I'm not implying it's a Chucky situation. Although, naturally, we here at the Jimquisition are alarmists who don't trust corporations because corporations have done nothing but encourage alarmed anxiety. But I think even a determined defender of Nintendo and international video game companies overall should stand to be at least mildly concerned that beloved Lego Corporation is using a beloved childhood icon like beloved Milo? Oh, that was that Peter Molyneux thing. That was 1,000 years old. They should be mildly concerned that Lego is using Mario as a direct line into the ears of children, is the point. A direct line it took less than a year to completely fucking abuse, along with the children being targeted. Kids are easily convinced of things. They're trusting, naive, and, well, they're kids. This is because they're children. That's why they're kids. And we, as an allegedly civilized society, ought to have something of a responsibility to that. On some collective level. Takes a village, all of that. Video game and toy companies would disagree and have been dismissing responsibility with gleeful abandon since certainly before I was alive. Growing up, my capitalistic manipulation came in the form of glorified toy commercials masquerading as cartoons. Oh, how I still love them. It's twisted, and it speaks to the testament of their effectiveness as adverts that such cartoons are fondly remembered today, despite being by and large complete fucking bullshit. Be it He-Man, Transformers, or Mask. Once Ronald Reagan lifted restrictions on what could be marketed toward children in the 80s, companies wasted little time producing TV shows nominally geared toward the entertainment of children, but predominantly designed to get them to want the toys that these cartoons had been based on. And they were shit. Most of them were shit. Some of the He-Man episodes are funny. Some of Skeletor still holds up. In the 90s, Skeleton Warriors is still pretty good. On some level. Of course, these cartoons would need to throw in some quick bullshit moral or educational lesson at the end as a form of balance, but the cartoons were mostly made up of the same 5 animations replayed over and over. They really didn't care what they were doing, so throwing in a PSA about saying no to drugs was as easy as throwing in a PSA about saying no to drugs. It was effective, scarily effective. Toy lines for Transformers and Masters of the Universe became ridiculously successful as children bugged their parents for the plastic versions of their heroes. Because after all, while kids have no money themselves, they sure as shit have families who are willing to buy a Castle Grayskull playset just to shut the little bastards up. Unless they were poor as shit like mine growing up. Then you just have to wait until you're an adult and buy the things for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay while trying not to have a midlife crisis about it. I've got so many Mighty Maxes. Hell, the fact Transformers and shit is still popular among adults demonstrates how deep-seated and startlingly effective the glorified marketing of the 80s and 90s was. I dread to think what kind of adults our current modern toys and games will produce. What is it now? Craig, is it Shopkins? That was a few years ago. What is it now? Is it Miley Cyrus? Is that toys or not? Is it Miley Cyrus's? Cabbage Patch Dolls? Whatever it is, it could be bad. If our current societal direction lets them live that long. Anyway, advertising products that easily led kids has been a capitalistic favourite now for decades, and playing on their emotions is not difficult to do. I spoke in a video years ago about how companies exploit our FOMO, fear of missing out, to get us to rashly buy products, watch TV shows, attend events, pre-order, so we feel like we're not excluded from the big thing everybody on social media is talking about. Hype culture in video games is one such example. Game publishers have become very effective at preying on the fears of self-styled gamers, especially in the age of the so-called live service, where the promise of a constantly updated world populated by millions is far too tempting for those who want to be doing what everybody else is doing. You want a good example of how FOMO is exploited? Look at the fighting games out there and the sheer stacks of DLC and multiple season passes they have. While I personally find it all sickening, some among you may argue it's all about personal responsibility, that an adult succumbing to FOMO is their fault. I disagree, but you could say that. You can't say the same about kids. Kids suffer from FOMO like you wouldn't believe. Have you ever been around a tired child that is upset because it's tired but refuses to go to bed because it insists it's not tired? It took me a while, as a lover of sleep, to work out why a tired child just doesn't go the fuck to sleep. But extended parenting will pretty much lay it as bare and simple as it is. A kid doesn't want to go to bed because then a kid misses what everybody else is doing. When a child's in bed, but other members of the family aren't, all that kid wants to do is be out of bed and part of whatever else might be going on. Nobody feels FOMO like a tired child, and you need to be aware that corporations selling games and toys to children absolutely know that, and are not going to be interested using the information safely. Corporations aren't interested in safe drinking water, let alone responsibly updated Marios. The fact children feel emotions pretty intensely is also a cause for concern. Kids develop bonds with their toys, from a favourite teddy bear to an action figure of their favourite cartoon character to, yes, even boglins. A child can feel very strong emotional connections to plastic and wool and rubber. At an impressionable age, some kids will indeed consider their toys alive or whatever to a degree, or at least project a sense of agency and vitality to their toys using the power of imagination. Speaking of imagination, just imagine now, if you will, how a child who intensely loves their Lego Mario and treats him like he's real would feel if the poor little plastic bastard just started calling out for his missing beloved brother. While many still won't see a problem with this, I think it's sort of sick on some small level, and certainly could be sick on a large one if companies continue exploiting it, which they will because that's what companies do. Nintendo isn't above leveraging its products to swindle cash out of kids. It's demonstrated this with the suite of mobile games it's squirted onto the market in the past several years. Things with innate appeal to the underage demos, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, having been developed by Nintendo or with its blessing to include millions of dollars worth of microtransactions, inherently deceitful in-game purchases that have scammed billions out of customers with scores of psychological tricks. Glorified gambling systems, aka loot boxes, have been a big part of these Nintendo-flavoured cons, most disgustingly with Mario Kart Tour, which squirreled tons of bullshit behind randomised reward items and went so far as to pretend players were racing each other instead of AI, just to create that fear of FOMO when CPU-controlled characters wore exclusive items. Just so fucking underhanded. Recently, Pokemon Go included loot boxes too, though some defend them by calling them fun presents. They behave like loot boxes, with just a few extra steps between the gambling part and the purchasing part, to trick the gullible into thinking they're not premium items. Money laundering in a way. And then they launch events that require so much grinding and such harsh time limits that using real money to speed up loot box acquisition becomes practically necessary. Pokemon Go started out as just an innocent fun game that encouraged people of all ages to go outside, unless they had disabilities, in which case develop a Niantic told them to fuck themselves. Sure, the game had microtransactions at launch, but they could be ignored and were there to just skip the grind. That's how it always starts, that's how the excuses always go. But over the years, Niantic have proven what I've warned about for years. Companies don't put microtransactions in their games to be fucking ignored. They're there to be purchased, and if you can find them easily ignorable, good luck to ya. All that means is you're not the person they were designed to abuse.
Champion Legion.
And I'm about to fight
Fancy term for a fancy
my
person.
good friend, Kimberly Spirit.
Oh, look at this sportsmanship.
Oh, we got some real wholesome stuff going on today.
Sorry love, this is the bit where I screw you over to make a point.
You know about how they use psychological manipulation to prey on those with vulnerabilities, be it ADHD like I have, or something like problem gambling, or compulsive shopping like the people we spoke to in a prior episode. There's no real shortage of mental health issues that game publishers have wiped their fucking asses with in the pursuit of more billions they can tuck away in their offshore accounts. This is abuse, and the game industry has indulged it for years. Kids have been targeted heavily by microtransactions in the last half a decade. The BBC went on a little spree of reports in 2019, highlighting just how easily children can be convinced to purchase microtransactions without their parents' knowledge, pumping hundreds or even thousands into despicable products like Clash of Clans before their parents stop them. Don't get me started on Raid Shadow Legends, Jesus fucking Christ. And parents have struggled to catch up to game publishers because they don't expect toys and games to scam money out of their kids after they've already been bought. Unless you follow the industry as closely as we do here, you can't be expected to follow the depths of depravity to which these publishers are willing to sink. They're already at rock bottom, and parents do need to be educated on that as things go subterranean. That doesn't work. Rock bottom would already be down there, I reckon, down like a well, unless it's all going out a barrel. I'm going to drill through the bottom of that and then start making your way towards the core. Parents need to know the phone in their kids' hands are little portals to bankruptcy. They need to know that loot boxes are shoveling gambling mechanics in front of impressionable eyes, and apparently they now need to know that a tiny plastic Mario is in their kids' ears like Grima fucking Wormtongue, whispering seductive nothings in their ears. Now, some of you will think I'm being alarmist. Some of you will think I'm being like the moral panickers back in the 90s who were like, video games will make our children murderers. No, I'm not giving you speculation. All I'm doing is describing you what the toy is doing now. I mean, for fuck's sake, loot boxes are still in FIFA, actual gambling mechanics, one so horrifically effective they can lure many adults into losing thousands of dollars. And they've been recklessly stuffed into games rated as suitable for kids aged 3. 3! I know some of you will look at this as just me screaming, think of the children, but I don't even like children. I go out of my way to forget they exist as much as possible. But you know, fuck. Lego Mario is selling his brother to your kids. That's fucked up, mate.
Who also took it in return.
And yet,
Incredible
I
match.
am winning a wrestling match.
Excuse me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
FOMO, and I've barely broken a sweat.
Oh my God, flinging her into the
Get
air.
rid of me! Zeddy! I am! Zeddy!
Captain,
How dare you! How dare you! Get a number one contender shot! Don't you know who I am? I'm the champion regent, and you will not take my strong gold sun!
what?
I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that David Lawless is taking
From
it
one Bowie
in
fan
the ring.
to another. You may call yourself the Star Man, but I'm
Yeah, poor
Queen.
Kimberly Spirit.
bitch.
It sounds she was
Finish her off.
Sterling's friend, that she believed in Sterling, and they indeed are just victimizing this poor woman. Look at Grimm in there as well. Oh my God, there's nothing she can do against these two behemoths. Oh my God, a double DDT! I spoke too soon today, Paulie M. Cole.
Kimberly definitely has the spirit. I know that was an awful line, but it's okay.
Hey,
Because
TV-ready lines are always appreciated around here.
right? Kimberly getting a little bit of momentum here against these two behemoths.
Has to,
Bronco Buster in the corner to Grimm.
the worst part is the momentum slowed a little bit. She has to be careful in the ring where with all that rain, it's exceptionally wet where she can slip and fall, and she just want Crossface cackling the whole while.
As
Cranking
Lawless
on-
and Grimm stand by, stand watch over Sterling. This wasn't a match, this was a massacre.
This was a mugging. This was they were jumping her.
I thought wrestling's for everyone. We're allowed to be out here, right?
Lawless making jokes at the expense of young Miss Spirit.
What a horrific display. I really hope that David Lawless gets what's coming to him. I really hope that Ziggy Hamlin beats him in the main event. He does not deserve that Rise Championship. What a piece of shit. Excuse my language here, but this is just really frustrating.
Absolutely foul in every way.